Some of them go a little bit longer, but to have those repeated numbers like that, I've never heard that before.
It's something about that seems strange. I don't know.
Like it could have been fixed up.
A little too specific for your taste, Rob. A little too close to on the nose.
A little doctored up.
Not doctored up. It sounded like a beat for a second. I was like, yo, this beat is
yeah.
dope.
I know.
It's
It's kind of banging.
She's repeating the responses in that. To be clear, he's saying 7 and then 6. He just said it once. I should clear that up.
Yeah.
They are just looping it so you can hear it better, not just the one time. So
Well,
even
he
so,
did say
that was
two
still...
sequential numbers. It did say 7, 6.
And it was pretty clear.
Yeah,
there was no mistake in that. I thought it was counting down at first, but then that's right. It happened in 1976. So that's...
I don't know. I don't know this technology.
I don't know. What is technology anyway?
This
really?
ghost technology. Yeah.
Well, they know it.
We mustn't get too technology.
Because here is some more
Nice.
Spirit Box Q&A with the ghost.
Are you scared?
Get up. Get up. Get up.
Get up? You're trying to get up? So you were trying to get up, is that right? When the tree landed on you. It on you. It on you. Did you die right away? Did you hear that? Get up. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense. You probably felt this pain and you tried to get up. Is that right? Tree dead. Tree dead. Whoa. Oh God, I got chills. We know you're dead by the tree. If you had the chance to do it all again, would you do this again?
I can answer that for them.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't want to be crushed by the tree again.
Oh, I thought you meant just like do it. Would you want to do it again? I bet they do want to do it again.
She got some good responses in there. She got, get up, really, tree, dead. Ugh. It's a pretty haunted spot. And if this... Yeah, the old nasty. Actually come through.
Yeah, keep looping that, Rob.
Yeah, you got to play it 3 times so we can understand it. We got it the first time. Yes.
Do the old nasty.
Well, now we're gonna get the final line of questioning for the peculiar picnic table.
Would you like us to leave? I heard leave. Okay, we will definitely leave.
Okay, the tree just touched me there. I was like, okay, I could have done without that. That's creepy.
Okay, time to leave indeed. Yes, what do you think about this haunted bench?
So far I don't have any reason to think that anyone's making that up. I actually hadn't really heard about it, surprisingly, because I grew up in Southern California. I've lived in LA. I've been to Griffith Park. I've heard like some stories here and there, but usually about like a lady dressed in white. It was just at certain spots. But I hadn't heard this particular story, or at least if I did, I forgot it. But
it is one of those haunted spots. There are other things going on there. And there are no shortage of videos of paranormal researchers investigating this bench. And they have to go a long way to get there. So they're all winded. They all stay there about 5 minutes because they're like, oh, fuck this. We got to go all the way back now. All right, we got to go back. And it's like, they're not that great. They're just like, all right, we're here. All right, this sucks. We got to go. But what struck me was that many of them, they hear the same phrases, such as leave, hide, and dead. I've watched 3 or 4 of these, and they all seem to pick that up. Also, everyone who goes to this place is very scared. So whatever is happening here is unknown. But now, it is time for our second spine-tingling spectral spiel. Bridges, a thing that we all must cross to reach a destination, be it metaphorically or physically. While for some the crossing may be made with ease, for others the path can be wrought with obstacles that can make even the simplest crossing an impossibility. Consider the case of Oscar Washburn, a successful farmer whose only crime was advertising his business with a sign on a bridge which just happened to cross the unbelievable zone. An African-American entrepreneur named Oscar Washburn and his family tended a farmstead goat herd that was renowned for quality meat, milk, cheese, and hides. When the popular businessman proudly hung a sign on the old Alton Bridge directing, "This way to the Goat Man," it infuriated local Ku Klux Klansmen who plotted violence. On a dark night in the late 1930s, a lynch mob of Kluxers stormed Washburn's shack and dragged the screaming goat man to their noose waiting on the bridge, tightened the rope around begging Oscar's neck, then mercilessly flung him over the side. But when the night riders stumbled down to the dark river's edge to confirm their murderous handiwork, they were shocked to find only an inexplicably empty noose dangling over undisturbed waters. The panicked Klansmen frantically searched the area unsuccessfully before rushing to Washburn's shanty, setting it afire with the Goatman's family shrieking inside. Perhaps to bait a desperate rescue attempt by the vanished Oscar. Washburn was never seen again, they say, but a vengeful spirit has haunted the old Alton Bridge ever since. Local legend says that if you knock on the steel bridge 3 times at midnight, or perhaps turn off your car lights and honk 3 times in summons, then you dare a visitation from the vengeful goat man that's preceded by the stench of decaying flesh. Numerous reports tell of unholy glowing eyes that burn red from the darkness, eerie glimpses of a large snarling goat-headed man-beast stomping in the wooded shadows, or a frightening apparition of a maniacal satyr carrying the herds of goats or humans in his hands. So this is a story of the Goat Man's Bridge. What do you think?
Jesus Christ, that's brutal. I mean, I know that Halloween's spooky and stuff, and we talked about this a little bit in the Patreon episode for Halloween, but out of all of the creepy Halloween stories, like gore and, slasher flicks are not really my main thing. So this one's a little bit harder to swallow.
I love it. I love it. He's my favorite SNL. One of my favorite SNL characters. One of my favorite.
I forgot about Goatman.
Did you realize that this was actually his origin? It's it makes sense. It makes sense later. Knock it off, though. There's more than one version that attempts an explanation for a century of recurring frights and sights encountered at the bridge. Some attributed the work of Satanists who opened a portal for a hell-spawned demon, while others say the goat man's wife is eternally searching for her murdered children. There is also another variation that predates the bridge itself, in an account that may go back as far as the 1860s. Texas Troubles. Some Copper Canyon cowboys lynched a Creole slave goat herder named Jack Campbell from a tall creekside near where the bridge now stands, but ineptitude separated the runaway slave's head from his body. The slavers then watched in horror as the headless body raised itself from the creek bed mud, animated by voodoo, and ripped off the head of a nearby goat to replace its own, still dangling in the noose. Regardless of which origin gets told, old-timers warn that knocking 3 times on the truss of the bridge is an invitation to judgment, since the ghastly goat man only spirits away those with the bloodline of Klansmen or slave owners into the woods for his terrible revenge.
Damn.
This is good. There are alternate goat man stories. It's either the story of the farmer who just simply puts a sign on a bridge saying goat man's here because he sells the best goats, he's got the best milk, got the best cheese, and the clan doesn't like it, so they kill him. The other version, an older one, it's got voodoo. It's got his head rips off. He puts a goat head on his head. Which one? I don't know. I mean, you pick your poison with him, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's usually going to be the more logical one that gets, fancied up by people wanting to make it sound a little bit more spooky and more spooky. I really doubt that it was a actual goat man, kind of like the way I feel about the Pigman. I think that the Pigman was just like a really gross looking guy. But in this case,
is that a head?
In this case, I think it probably was just one of those things where it kind of got covered up, like some kind of horrible hate crime got covered up by
a legend, and calling it Goat Man, but it doesn't make sense. The first guy, he called himself Goat Man because he just sold the best goats.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would
constantly calling it that is just strange. Yeah, because it just immediately gives you that connotation that the second story gives you about a goat-headed, humanoid, like a satyr running around.
Yeah, which if that were the case, I think that we would have heard a lot more stories about that Goat Man preceding this story.
Yeah, and voodoo. Yeah. Doesn't somebody have to do the voodoo? So there's other people. There'd have to be like other people involved in this, like raising this.
Voodoo's look. Don't
No?
Wait, yeah.
I'm not allowed to talk about voodoo?
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
It's scary. Don't talk about voodoo. That's
We don't.
the
First rule of Voodoo Club? Damn, I had a
Yes.
feeling that was coming. Shit.
Rob, you're fired.
God damn it.
I think, to your point, though, about voodoo, which we can speak freely about, especially on Halloween, I think if he knows how to do things like this, maybe so. I mean, if that's his roots and he grew up with voodoo, if you're going to believe it in the first place, why wouldn't you be able to use it like that? It is kind of video game reasoning, though, Rob.
I like your reasoning of, like, if you're going to believe it in the first place. I'll just go with that. I'm not even going to argue with that.
If you believe in it, it's real.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, if you think that it actually works, then it should work the coolest way possible.
It should.
Yeah.
It should.
I agree.
Like Brother Voodoo.
We should make this into a video game. I agree.
It'd be a cool movie. If someone hasn't made the movie yet, we should do it. Let's do it.
Oh, let's do it. Russ has experience making movies.
Voodoo Man.
That?
It's true.
Yeah. It's true.
But much like the haunted picnic table, this bridge attracts a lot of
wasps.
Paranormal this one has a lot of spiders, in which every video of this bridge, the bridge is still there. There are a lot of spiders on this, and everyone warns, even in all the YouTube comments, just watch out for spiders. Don't really worry about like I said, a lot of paranormal investigators go here, famous ones at that, and it really wouldn't be Halloween, I suppose, if we didn't get at least a small dose of the Baggins. Yes, Zach Baggins himself. He has been to the demonic Goatman Bridge, and he finds it very haunted and scary. Well, let's hear it now from the champion of chain clankers, Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventures.
Zach.
We are in the heart of Texas, headed towards our most dangerous investigation yet.
You guys ever heard of the pentagram of blood?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
It's a pentagram. When you draw it over the United States, it hits parts of Mexico and Canada, too. Cities and towns all along the lines of the pentagram, they mark areas of natural disasters, tragedies, mass casualties.
It starts in Mexico City, where they had the Pyramid of the Sun, where they actually had an altar of human sacrifice. It went through Dallas, where JFK was assassinated. Right. Went through Waco, Texas, where the whole David Koresh Waco massacre happened. It even goes up through the Oklahoma City bombing area. Wow. And it goes all the way up into Manitoba, Canada, where it ends at a place called God's Lake.
That line is also passing through the location that we're headed to next.
Man, that's not
Denton,
good.
Texas, boys. We are headed to Goatman's Bridge and Forest.
Goatman's expanded. He has a forest now, too. It's not just a bridge.
This is in Denton, Texas?
Yes.
Oh, shit. They've got a really good music scene.
Oh, my God. What? Moment complete.
Yeah, like I said, I did just complete a moment right there. That's so cool.
Yes, so evidently, I didn't know about this. Did you know there's a giant pentagram just painted on our country and bad things happen on it?
What is he talking about?
JFK got shot on it, Waco, Oklahoma City, everything. I think if you make the circle on the outside, maybe you write Ozzy inside and stuff, they can get everything that's ever happened.
Can somebody confirm this?
Something to do with shapes here. Like, we've got triangles and pentagrams drawn all over our countries, and we don't even know who drew them in the first place.
Yeah, I don't think that's even a good thing to do. Like, are you supposed to? That can't be that can't be a positive thing to do, right?
Sounds like vandalism to me.
It just seems, do something else. Like, can anybody confirm that? If we have any listeners who are into this stuff, can you confirm that this is even a real thing? What is Zach talking about?
The Goatman can confirm it because he's on it. In the story of Goatman's Bridge, it takes an even more sinister tone, as Zach now introduces a new level of evil to this way out water crossing.
Do you believe the satanic worshipers that come here are conjuring demons in this forest?
Oh, absolutely.
One evening, Belinda and a group of friends witnessed something disturbing in this forest.
The group ended up walking down this trail, and I just had a very uneasy feeling about doing that. And so I ended up staying up at the fence by myself. I started hearing a bunch of rustling behind me. I knew something was there.
Terrified and in complete panic, Belinda took a photo when she felt this presence, and in the picture appeared a black cloaked figure.
About that time, my arm was burning. I looked down and I had 3 marks. It started at a point on this part of my wrist and went all the way up to my elbow in 3 marks.
Oh my gosh.
A mysterious shadow figure